Hi everybody, Martyn flicking feathers again today. I'm tying this wee pink-headed snatcher. It's a very effective fly. Doesn't look much, but it works great for midge feeders. It's a good middle dropper pattern as well if you're fishing wets. It's one of the kind of rare flies that seems to perform almost at its best on the middle dropper. As always, I'll put a materials list in the description, along with a link to the Patreon page for anyone that wants to support the channel, get access to the members only content and be eligible for the giveaways. So I've got my hook and my vise. It's a Kamasan B100 size 12. Tie these 12s and 14s, that's where they seem to work the best. And I run on some black uni in 8/0, and I'm just going to catch in on the way down my rib, which is small oval silver. And I've already snapped away the waste piece of the thread. I'm just using the tinsel to guide the thread wraps to keep them together. And I'm coming right around the bend there. And then we're ready for the body material, which is just a bit of black silver, right? And keep it sparse, right? These snatchers, you often see people tying snatchers and they're far too thick. They're far too heavy. They're like bushy bob flies tied on a curved hook. What's the point in that, right? A snatcher should be skinny. It's a midge imitation really, right? A buzzer pattern for fishing up in the water column, so keep them skinny. I've got this black dubbing on and it might actually be too much, but we'll see. I'm just coming up, and you can probably see there I'm taking a few wraps here because the dubbing's so sparse, just to build that wee thin just tighten that up a wee bit. I'm going to come up and I'm going to stop the body maybe a quarter of the way from the eye, right? So if you think there's 3/4 of the overall fly length is the black dubbing, and the head's got to be about a quarter, that's fine for me. Now the hackle, I'm using a saddle hackle here, just a dyed black, and I'm going to strip it on the leading edge. So if I tie this with a good side facing myself, I'm going to wind away from myself as I always do. I need to strip this edge, right? So you can hold the, if you're not sure, just hold it on the hook the way you're going to tie it, right? I often, if I've been doing lessons and things, people have asked me, how do you know which is the leading edge? Well, it's simple. Just look at it on the hook and then strip the one that's going to turn it. You know which way you're going to wind the hackle. So I'm stripping all the way along, a wee bit of the stem on both sides for tying in. Just catch this. I'll just run my thread down, tying in the stem all the way along. And then I'll take a full wrap at the front. Try that again. Full wrap at the front, and then I'll come down, nice open wraps down the body, right? You don't want them, again, don't palmer them tightly. 4 or 5 gets you down. Chase it with your tinsel, right? You're winding the tinsel also away from yourself, right? I seen a video recently where a guy was tying a wet fly and he went in the opposite way, and he does, I mean, everything he ties in he seems to be switching directions, but if you tie your rib the opposite way, what happens is you're not actually catching in the hackle, so it might, you know, it will come loose on a fish, it might not even make it until you catch a fish, right? Casting might be enough to free it. So if you come up winding the opposite direction from yourself, sorry, I've wound the hackle away, right? I'm winding the rib away, but because it's going in the opposite direction, it's on the opposite spiral, so it's catching the hackle in with every turn, right? Follow the hackle. Right, there's my threads going in the same direction as well. Everything's wound in the same direction. Trim away the waste. Just tidy everything up. Now I'm not going to snap away my hackle, I'm going to wait until I brush the fly at the end. So the head is made out of this stuff, right? It's ice yarn, right? Vineyard ice yarn, and the colour's red. You can see when it's like this, it's quite red, right? But when you shred it, right, I just rip a bit off and shred it through my thumb. I think the stress in the fibre turns it a bit pink, but you also end up with this quite hard dubbing material, right? It's no ice yarn, it's not ice dub, although it's called ice yarn. It's something else, and it's got like a sort of, there's a sort of soft, there's a bit there kind of bunched together, kind of flossy, yarny binder in the yarn. It makes a really good dubbing for heads like Snatchers and that. And because it's hard, if you grease it, you know, you've got some gink on it, some muslin, whatever, it actually gives you quite a nice sort of muddler effect, which can be very good if the fish are feeding on balling adult midge. I'm just dubbing this on. It's not the nicest dubbing to work with at all. If you tie a lot of these, you'll end up with quite a red thumb, kind of, and forefinger. It'll rub away the skin a wee bit. It's very, very coarse, and you just need to take your time putting it on the thread. So I've got quite a lot of dubbing here. I always use more dubbing in the head than I do on the body. I want this to be fairly heavy, so I'm going to wind back and then sort of build it up. And that's enough. Just pull it away. Just skip my thread to the eye, right, and I'm tied right up to the eye. I'm not that worried about having like a head as such on the fly. Right, I'm just going to put finish directly behind the eye twice. You can use a tool, you can use your hand, it makes no difference. Don't believe anybody that says it does. Now I'm going to brush this, right? So you'll notice that you're trapping fibres because when you wind the rib, because it's just the one side of the hackle, it's really sparse, so you see them when they get crushed. So you want to brush that out, and then you can remove the hackle, right? Because at this stage you're not going to pull it out. And then just touch the head. Right, don't scrub it. I'm just bouncing the Velcro on it there. If there's any that are really long that come out, I'll just trim them away. And you end up with this. And it's very, very good. Right? It almost sort of works better than it seems to. It should. A bit of varnish. And the fly's done. So I hope that was useful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to give me a like below and hit the subscribe button. Tight lines, guys. Bye.